Welcome to Breaking the Silence, the podcast where real conversations meet real healing. We're your hosts, Raynea and Kelli, two women who know what it's like to walk through loss, face hard truths, and come out stronger on the other side. Together, we're breaking down walls, sharing stories, and talking openly about everything from grief and healing to love, faith, and relationships. This is a safe space for laughter, honesty, and those Me Too moments that remind us we're not alone. So grab a cup of coffee, pull up a chair, and let's journey through life together. Welcome to Breaking the Silence. I'm Raynea.
And I'm Kelli with an I.
And we are so happy that you are here with us today. Grab something warm to drink and get cozy and let's just chat. So, what is new with you, Cowbell? That's a blast from the past, right?
It was like,
wait, I've heard that term of endearment before.
Which always cracked me up because wasn't it Craig that would call me that when you dated Craig?
I don't know, maybe.
I swear it was. And you were like, no, you don't call her that, just me.
That is my name for her.
Gosh, what's new with me? Well, I'm getting ready. I'm leaving tomorrow for Oklahoma to see my son. And it's going to be me and my two sisters, my mom and my stepdad, and that's their first time being out there. So,
I didn't realize that's their first time being there.
Yeah, they haven't been out there. So, I'm pretty excited. So we leave tomorrow. We're going to come back Sunday. And so, I'm pretty excited.
How fun.
I know.
Look at you, you little traveling thing. You were at Alum Creek the last time we recorded, or just gotten back from it.
Oh, yeah, the listeners are like, wow, she's traveling Alum Creek, Oklahoma. She's a trailblazer.
You are. Hey, I would take camping. I would go to Alum Creek and camp.
No, that was a lot of fun. That is fun. That's a good time, but it just sounds funny.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially talking about like traveling in Alum Creek.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's not bad.
Yeah, well, my son's there, so yeah.
That makes it good. Yeah. But I would probably pick the beach over Oklahoma.
Yeah. So what's new with you?
Lots of fun stuff. Well, first of all, you and I went shopping last week and picked out my dress. So that was sort of fun. And I was, a lot of, I wasn't super emotional picking out my dress. I feel like I did pretty good, but there was one moment I think I was saying to you like, oh my gosh, my son's getting married. And like, then I wanted to cry and I was like, knock it off. We're just dress shopping.
Pull yourself together.
That's right. Save it for the wedding. But it's sort of funny though, because as we're getting closer and we're starting to bring some things together, and I feel like it is starting to become a little bit more of a mix of the emotions, like so much excitement and joy. And also, the emotions of it, would be, of course, even without loss, there would be the emotional moments of your child getting married and all.
Oh, yeah.
But then you put into the mix of, Dave not being there and B not being there and things like that. And so, of course, there's other tender moments too,
Yeah.
But
and he's had grandparents that have passed, so grandparents that won't be there. And
right. Yeah. Linda and Mike won't be like on either side for him.
Right. Yeah.
My parents, Dave's parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So like, thanks, Kelli.
Thanks, Kelli. Thanks for adding that to the mix. Great. Some more to process. But really, when you do think about it, sometimes which is, I don't know if the word, it's sad in a way, like that it's all just sort of normal to me. And like, we really have lost a lot in our family,
Yeah.
Like even on Dave's side, the fact that Linda and Mike are both gone, and then Dave's grandma and Dave, like, yeah, and my parents on my side. And so
Mm-hmm.
anyways, um, but yeah,
So you were saying that we went dress shopping and we went to Nordstrom's, and I felt like there wasn't a very big selection there.
no,
And the dress that you picked, I mean, even for myself, I don't think it's one that I would pick, and I don't think you would have picked that for yourself, but it was very pretty. And I think that just goes to show, like, anybody that's even listening, even for myself, I've tried on dresses that were like completely outside my comfort zone or something. I'm like, I mean, almost like that's ugly. I wouldn't like that style on me. And I just think you always should try on anything because you'll be very surprised, because that dress was very beautiful. Again, I just don't think that was something you would have picked initially.
mm-mm.
I would not have picked. And you put that dress on and it was like, it's like it was made for you. So I think it looked beautiful.
I know. I loved that dress. And it's funny
Yeah.
because I had said, like, I guess I worded it wrong, but it's fine. I said it was my second choice. Actually, that dress was my first choice. Like, I fell in love with that dress, which I didn't expect to, because I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want, like, I wanted a dress with some sleeves to it,
Mhm.
and like had in mind, yeah, like you're saying, exactly what I wanted. And I'm like, whatever, I'll just try it on and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Put it on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love this dress.
Yeah.
And then when we went to David's bridal and found the one that I'm actually am wearing, I love that one too.
Mhm.
But I was still sort of leaning towards the other one. But
Yeah.
Maria loved the one I'm going to wear. So many other people, and you loved them both. And
Yeah.
so I was just like, I love them. I loved them both. So I'm
Mhm.
like, Maria, it's your wedding.
Yeah.
If you love that, then
Mhm.
that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, so that's the one. That's how I ended up picking which one I was going to wear. But
Mhm.
yeah, it definitely does go to show. Like, I mean, that even happened with your wedding dress, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you ever
That's
said that, sorry.
no. I mean, yeah, but that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, I've tried on dresses before, like, oh, I'm not gonna do like sleeveless or whatever. I'm like, I think it'll make me look whatever. And I put it on, I'm like so surprised. So yeah, I think anybody who is even like getting married or any type of dress, if you just don't look at it on the hanger, because there's also dresses that I'm like, oh, that's my style, that's what I love. And I put it on, I'm like, it looks terrible. It looks like nothing like what I thought it was gonna look like. So
Right.
yeah, so I definitely would just try it all on.
It's interesting too. Like, typically, well, for the past 4 years, like, first of all, I love fall normally. I love
Mhm.
fall. Like, I love the whole idea of leaves changing color, the temperature, sweatshirts and sweaters, like
Mhm.
the fall candles, pumpkins, going on to the pumpkin patch hay rides, my
Yeah.
birthday. I'm sure my birthday plays a big part of it, just like
Mhm.
all those memories. Cause I even remember, do you remember us going like on hay rides for my birthday? Like, I feel like we did that for a birthday party one year. We went to Circus Farms.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, so fall was always my favorite time of the year. And then of course, like 4 years ago with Dave passing, like ever since then, like it
Mhm.
just changed everything. Like,
Right.
fall has typically been a very hard time for me. Like, from here, really from when Michael, so like September, after Michael got sick too, then that's when I really started noticing, like,
Mhm.
it was getting, fall was very hard. And then that led into when Bryant passed. And so, anyways, just typically a very hard season.
Yeah.
And so when Brady and Maria decided to get married in November, I was sort of like, oh, I'm not so sure about that, because that's just a really, really hard time, like
Yeah.
our birthdays, mine and Dave's birthdays, and then Thanksgiving, and like,
Mhm.
but I'm so, so thankful. And I actually sat and told Maria this, so thankful that they did, because it has just brought so much joy. And I feel like this is the first year, anyways, that I haven't felt that like heaviness. I mean,
Mhm.
yes, on Michael's 3 year anniversary, of course, that day was hard.
Right.
But
Right.
otherwise, like, I feel like this year I've been filled with like so much joy and
Mhm.
anticipation and excitement. And I'm so, so thankful that they chose to do it in November, because it really did put something so beautiful into what was a really hard season for all of us, you know?
Yeah.
So that maybe now it will change it a little bit. Not that it's ever going to change the fact that it's there, you know, what happened. Of course not.
All right.
But there's beauty there too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Again, beauty from ashes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm so happy that they did, that they put it in November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes. And then it's been fun too because I can't share everything, but like I was working on something. It's fun because all the excitement, and then there's also the emotions too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Maria is working on something for Brady, and hopefully Brady's not listening. Do not listen to the podcast, Brady.
Oh, he just turns it off right now.
Yes. Turn it off until after the wedding, although I'm not going to say much, but still.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's working on something for him, and it was like it wasn't coming out quite right. And I'm like, let me give it a try. Anyway, so I worked on something, and just the emotions of bringing that together so that she's able to finish. This sounds so vague. I really probably should maybe edit this out because I can't say too much.
Right.
Um, but just a lot of emotions, and I guess I'll be able to share after the wedding. But yeah, just I don't even know. I don't even know what I can say without. I can't really say, I guess, as much as I thought. But I will say this. Okay, so we'll skip that part because I can't really say too much without giving things away, and I don't want to do that for obvious reasons. But I did ask her yesterday. I was like, "Hey, are you doing the tradition? You know, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue?" And she was like, "Yeah." But I'm not really sure like exactly what on all of it. So I sent her a thing. I'm like, hey, maybe this will help. And I said, for the something blue, what do you think about using my necklace? And for those of you that don't know the story behind the necklace that I always wear, it's a butterfly, a blue butterfly necklace. And the story behind that is I bought this for myself my first Mother's Day after Bryant passed, and it holds some of his ashes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have wore this every day since he
Mhm.
passed, and it's just lays so just right there at my heart, and which gave me so much peace after he passed, and that I felt like I had him back with me again. Like I had a piece of him with me all the time,
Right.
everywhere I went. And so, anyways, I asked Maria, I said, what do you think about using my necklace for the something blue? Like, you don't even have to wear my necklace in the wedding. Like, you could take off just the pendant
Right.
and, you know, put it somewhere. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and so I said, it doesn't even have to be showing or anything. Like, because we talked about like in her bouquet or something, you know, like
Right.
you can tuck it down in there. It doesn't need to be showing or,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, it was such another emotional moment because she was like,
Yeah.
Renee, are you serious? Are you
Mhm.
sure? And I was like, I'm positive. She was like, oh my gosh, yes, like absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, that might be is sort of a part of the wedding too, you know, like,
Right. Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, you have your blue and be a part of it.
Yeah.
See how these emotional moments happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Me and her are both like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I was just seeing about him, like even his age, like being a ring bearer or something, you know, yeah, just a part of that or seeing it up there with them and stuff. So
See, and that's exactly what I thought because I thought if he was here and he was 10 years old, maybe he would be a ring bearer, you know?
right.
Um,
Oh.
and so just for him to still be a part of it, and
Mhm.
I thought it was so perfect. And so she's like, she's gonna have her grandma's brooch in her incorporated into her bouquet. And she was like,
Mhm.
we'll figure out somehow also like to I'm like, really? I mean, I don't care if it shows.
Right.
And I was like, also, I would not be the least bit offended if you
Right.
didn't want
Right.
to. And she's like, no, I
Yeah.
absolutely want to.
Yeah. Oh.
So it
Yes.
just, you know, such beautiful moments of like ways that we get to honor Brian and Dave
Yeah.
and yeah. But with that, some of the emotions come up too of like again knowing like, oh, if only I know they will be there with us.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't doubt. I know they will be.
Right.
It's more just no, that they're not there physically, that we can't,
Right. Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, and then I started working on something today too for Brady, that I'm really excited about and hoping it'll come together. And a lot of the stuff obviously will have to wait until after the wedding to share, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just good and fun
Yeah.
and exciting. And I guess I shared this in my stories the other day, and that's one thing I would share here. If anybody's walking through any kind of loss or whatever, it doesn't really matter what it is. It can be
Mm-hmm.
divorce, it could be anything. I
Yeah.
think when you're going through those seasons, um, it will forever be both,
Mm.
and, there
Right.
can be so much joy, and
Mm-hmm.
we can grieve that the ones we love aren't there with us,
Right.
or we can grieve that the story didn't go the way we hoped it would go.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, so I just would encourage people to know, like, that is normal and it is
Mhm.
okay. And
Right.
there can be both. There can be tears of joy
Mhm.
and tears of like, wow, I really wish the story was different.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Um, and
Well, that's what you just say that, and that does make sense. And you're right. God always gives us beauty for ashes, and even when we can't see the timing and stuff, that like it's by no accident that they picked this or picked November for that, because even leading up to that, like you have been busy. You've been busy looking for a dress, the shower. Just all those different things, even leading up to it, that it even kept you busy and fun moments, memories, and stuff like that. So,
absolutely. Yeah. I just think it all just worked
yeah.
out so beautifully. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, and I can't even remember you telling me, I hope there comes a time, Renee. I pray there comes a time that you can have joy again in like these seasons, like this time of year, like my birthday and stuff. It was sad. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be real. It was sad.
Oh, yeah.
Really, like I know I've told you, like I
Mhm.
wish I could just completely skip from here until like March. Like if I could just
Right.
skip my birthday, mine and Dave's birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Mhm.
just give me February when Brian, like, whoop, just skip all that.
Right. Right.
And you're like, I just pray at some point you'll have joy again in those seasons and those times.
Yeah.
And so it's beautiful, I think, to see, like, I finally feel like I'm not through it by any means. So I'm sure there will still be some experience, but so far this year, it's just been really
Right.
good, and for the
Right.
most part, but still some moments, of course. There will always be
Of
moments.
course. Of
So,
course. Yeah, there's always going to be that feeling of loss or reminders and
mhm,
but at that, and I just think about you just saying that, like even this season that we're coming up, because I went through my divorce, my separation, it was Halloween weekend. And I even still think about that day, that I'll, look at the calendar or whatever. And on the heels of that was like Halloween and then all the holidays,
mhm,
there's never a good time for a loss or divorce, but on the heels of a holiday, into Thanksgiving, into Christmas, all that stuff,
mhm,
it can seem so incredibly hard. And even more so when you have kids, because, you know, actually my son through a lot of that was my rock. I mean, he would speak life into me, and but anyway, it just made me think even people are listening now, because the holidays are coming up and people that are having hard times, but I just say, hold on and hang in there. This too shall pass. And and I can't think of any other word to say, but I mean, it can hurt like hell, you know?
mhm. And
But
I think the hard part of that too, I mean, you're right, like, it hurts so bad. And I think the hard part too, when you have kids, like you're saying, for lack of better words, I'm just gonna say it how, like, sometimes you feel like you gotta put on the show, right?
yeah,
Like, you want
yeah,
there's moments when you're like, I mean, I for sure could just totally have skipped holidays. Like,
yeah,
if it would have just been me, I could have very easily been like,
yeah,
check in with me after February.
yeah, yeah,
Like, I don't want to celebrate Christmas. I don't want to do any of this. Um,
yeah,
but you have to for your kids, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, you have to give them some sense of normalcy, and they didn't ask for this to happen.
Right.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
you're right.
But
It is, it's super hard.
yeah, and you're very right. But it just makes me think of like Jackie Kennedy. Like when President Kennedy was killed, and they said that or assassinated, and they talked about like their son's birthday. It was like his third birthday or whatever, and she still showed up. She was just very present, and you just think, and not kind of knowing like what our lives are going to be fast forward, and you're just like, but just the strength that God does give you during times that you need that. Just the courage and the strength, and just to get through those times. But anyway, not to make it super sad, but yeah, I mean, we are coming up on some hard holidays, or people who have not had, you know, um, something could happen around the holidays, that maybe hasn't happened yet or whatever. But I just say, really, this too shall pass. And I just always would compare, like, I was in the midst of a storm, but I knew God was going to get me to the shore. It felt like it took a long time. I think we've talked about this. My mom was like, in 3 years, you're not going to be where you are. And I was like, 3 years? You don't want to, like, I don't want to be me. I don't want to be me. But you can't escape you. You just got to go through it. And it does make, once you get to the other side, you are better and stronger for it. And just like you say, and now this season in your life, you're getting the joy back of all that stuff. So.
And isn't that interesting? I thought about that before. Your mom talking about 3 years, and you and I were talking about 3 years the other day, which now we're coming up on, like, now it's going to be 4 years in November that David will be gone, which is mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it's been 4 years. But
I still can't believe he's gone sometimes. It's just.
Oh, for sure. Like,
Crazy.
sometimes, I mean, of course, I accepted the reality for the most part, but there are absolutely times that I'm just like, I just can't even believe it happened, Dave.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can't believe you. Not again, not that he is any different. Here's the thing I was thinking about that we talked about last week. I always thought, I never thought, like, why I shouldn't die, like why I shouldn't get cancer, or why me, like, why me, like, why not me? Who am I? I'm no different than anybody else. Why shouldn't I? I mean, I pray I don't.
Right.
I hope I live, but why not me? Like, I don't feel like I would be like, me of all people.
Yeah. What makes me exempt from that?
Right. Exactly. So I always thought, like, I guess then when when Brian died, and then Dave, I'm like, I thought it was going to be me. I was okay with it being me.
Right.
Not them, me.
Right.
So anyways, but the story didn't go that way.
Yeah.
So, I did, like, well, first of all, I still have these questions sitting here from what we did last week, and I just pulled out one. So I think I'm going to randomly ask you a question just for the fun of it.
That's so funny you said it, because I had them on my desk forever, and I've been playing with them the whole time, and I was like, I just threw them in my trash.
I could just ask me a question.
I could just act like, oh, this is my bucket that I kept
There
them
you
in.
go. All right. But before
I was just saying real quick, just before you start that, I was going to say, you talked about, you thought that we went to Circle S for your birthday and stuff. It reminded me, so you and I have been friends since 6th grade. And I feel like it was many, many, many years, definitely all through middle school, all through high school, and maybe even past those years. You would always ask me to go to the haunted houses, or like the haunted trails or whatever. And I would say to you, because some people would be like, oh, you're given a peer pressure or whatever. I would be like, I am not going. I'm never going to go to a haunted house. I'm not going.
You big sissy. I'm gonna start calling you sissy.
Oh, please don't.
Forget cowbell. I'm calling you sissy. Oh my gosh, if my sister's listening to this. Do you remember Regina would call me sissy? And I'm like, stop calling me sissy. All right. I love anybody that calls their kids sis or sissy or bub or bubby, but that is just not me. I'm so sorry. It is not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the few times that I was with my dad or my dad was in my life, I remember he took me to the Ohio State Fair and he wanted to go to like one of those, it's just like a trailer, but it's like the haunted house you go through, which is like the car and it comes, do you know what I'm talking about? It's just like, it's not even very big. And I think he thought he was big and strong and was going to protect me. And I was like, I hate these things. Like, I don't want to go. I might have been 8 if I don't even know. But I was like, I'm not kidding. I don't like these. And he talked me into it. So you're kind of like one of those carts, like just kind of like round and like the thing just kind of comes up.
Yeah.
It's not very long. It's not a very long ride. And by the time we got out of the thing, I was like clear up underneath the thing. Like, I was like, I told you I don't like them.
I think I could do a haunted house now. Maybe. Just the idea of somebody even touch me in those now, I'd probably like want to punch them in the face. Which they're not allowed to touch you as far as I know, but still. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
if I would do it now or not. Anyways, what was I going to say? I was thinking about with the podcast too, and then I'll ask you this question and
Okay.
we can wrap it up.
Okay.
Originally I started this podcast to speak my truth, to use my voice and to make a difference. And, I felt like if it made a difference even in one person's life, like it was worth it to me. But I really got to thinking about it here recently. Actually, when I was just talking about it with someone, like this also is, so it's a gift to me for sure. Hopefully it's a gift to our listeners and helps, like, I shared with you last night, someone sharing what the podcast has meant to them. And that just shows me like it matters what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a beautiful thing. I'm actually going to ask her if I can share it because it was so beautiful.
It really was.
But besides that, it's a gift to my kids, because I'm not going to be here forever. And my kids will have this forever, that they will be able to go back and hear their mom's voice and hear my stories from my childhood and hear silly things like I couldn't stand for my sister to call me sissy. Like, it really is a gift to them too. And you don't realize that stuff until you've lost people. Like Brady and I were just talking about that the other day. Like, you take so much for granted. And like voicemails mean the world to me now. Like, I had someone that, I'm sure they don't realize it, but they would leave me voice messages, like call me and leave me a voicemail. And I loved that so much because, when it came a point where when Bryant couldn't talk anymore and I couldn't hear him say I love you and things like that, the fact that I had a video recording to be able to hear it meant everything to me.
Right.
And then the few times that I, because I didn't think about it, I would delete Dave's voice messages or whatever, but I had some, faithfully. And those were like, I had a few and I'm like, thank the Lord I have a couple that I can hear his voice, my kids can hear his voice.
Yeah.
And so, with this person, like even having those voicemails, I was like, I know they have no idea what that meant to me, but it meant like the world to me, So in saying that, like, so my kids have this as a gift, that they will always have my voice, they will hear my stories,
right,
all those things. But I also say that to say, while I'm saying that, well, I was like saying that. I would encourage you to do those things. Like our listeners, like leave the voice messages. The things that we don't even think about, that, just like the pictures, when we hate taking pictures, take the darn pictures.
Right.
You and I were talking about that when we went dress shopping. I only have so many pictures of Brian. I don't have any new memories of him now.
Right.
Like, or not new memory. Well, yeah, not new memories, but also like new pictures. What I have for the first 3 years is what I've got.
Right.
And so take all the pictures, leave the voice messages, give those gifts to your family, that they will have all those pictures of you afterwards, and that they'll be able to hear your voice and stuff. So, anyway.
That just reminded me of the movie Lampoon's Vacation, one of those where they go and they're I think they're at Hoover Dam, and he's telling them, you can take all the damn pictures you want. You can take as many damn pictures as you want.
What movie is it? National Lampoon?
It's one of the Lampoon's Vacation. I don't know which one it is. I don't know if it's the original one, but anyway, it's just funny because it's a play on words. They're at the dam, and you see telling you can take all the damn pictures you want.
Oh, I got you.
There we go.
There we go. I caught on.
But no, you even saying that for your kids, I was like, oh yeah. So even for me,
Yes.
and even like grandparents and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I do remember my grandma's like sitting with them and having the stories. I remember my grandparents even, I think my uncle even recorded a lot of their stories. And it is really important because, a lot of that stuff, like, it kind of gets lost through generations too. The story, like the game telephone, like some of the memories might kind of get lost or, and stuff like that. So to like sit down with your grandma or grandparents or whoever it is that you just, the story of their life, to just do some stories and stuff like that, because my grandma would tell us some things and they were just like the coolest stories, but I don't remember all the details, and then like, yeah, if you could play it back and hear it in her words, yeah, it would be pretty cool to have.
Well, I would say that, and tell your kids the stories. Like, I think, well, Dave was a quiet person. Dave was not a big talker. So, like, and I think you also think like you've got so many years that you're going to sit around and tell stories and, like,
yeah.
And we didn't have that, nobody ever thought he was going to pass at 51.
Yeah.
And so I can share some of Dave's stories with my kids, but I would say, yeah, take the time to share the stories too, and not assume like we've got all this time, like that we're going to sit around when we're 80, 70, 80, 90 telling our stories then. Tell them now,
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, all right. Let me ask you a question and then we'll wrap this up for today.
All right. Lay it on me.
Alrighty. If you had a theme song, if your life had a theme song, what would it be called?
A theme song?
Yeah,
I think it's Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive.
I love that song too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a perfect song.
I think that was always me and my cousin Jamie would tease about that's her song.
Isn't that the one that, as long as I know how to love, I know I'm still alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my I will survive.
I just picture somebody listening to this in their car right now. They're like,
I could be even worse, even more dramatic with my singing, but I won't. Oh my gosh, if people look at me driving down the road and I'm in my car dancing while I'm singing and stuff, I'm like, sorry, like they're probably like, what a nut.
Oh, or they'll be like, look at that woman really enjoying her life.
That's right. That's right. What was I gonna say? Something.
Okay, so what would your theme song be?
Oh, what would my theme song be?
Yeah.
Going off the rails on a crazy track.
Man, that was a hard swallow right there. All right. Okay.
Maybe that one. Or actually it leads into or goes back to talking about last week. We were talking about the song The Warrior.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I said that was by Scandal. It's not. It's Patti Smith. Is that Scandal?
I think she was a lead singer for Scandal.
Okay, maybe that was it. Because I swore it was Scandal, but then it came up in my songs the other day. And and I was like, gosh, that's weird.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she was a lead singer.
Okay.
And I think that was with the group. I don't think she was on her own, but maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So anyways, so either Scandal, Patti Smith, search one of those if you want to hear it. But that might be that one. Yeah, I could say that could be my theme song too. The Warrior. I don't know. But going off the rails on Crazy Train sounds about right too. That's the story of my life.
Whatever season we're going through, I guess.
Yes, fun stuff. Well, last September, I believe it was. Yeah, actually, I know it was. I had also shared on the podcast that I had decided that it was time for me to open myself up to dating. It had been like almost 3 years since David passed, and I decided, okay, it's time to open myself up to dating. And I had shared back then, like I was going to do an episode talking about, moving forward and dating after loss and stuff and what that looks like. And I've never done that episode. And I'm like, holy cow, that was already a year ago.
Yeah.
So I think next week, that is exactly what we are going to be talking about, what it looks like to date after loss, because there is a lot of things to navigate there, with children and just all the different things. So I think it's an important topic for us to talk about. So
yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yes. So is there anything that you want to share before we wrap up today, Kelly?
I don't think so.
All righty. Well, then we will end this for now. We send you off with so much love, and we are so thankful for each one of you. Thank you also for like the feedback that is so helpful. Reviews, likes, shares, follows, all those things help to get the podcast out to more people to hopefully make an impact. So we send you off with so much love, and we will talk with you soon. Thank you for joining Kelli and I today on Breaking the Silence. We hope this conversation reminded you that you're not walking this journey alone, and that even in the hard moments, there is still room for laughter, honesty, and real connection. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who might need the reminder. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss a moment with us. Until next time, remember, you are seen, you are so loved, and we're in this together.